I want another, this is a deeper down the rabbit hole light bulb for me, but the realization that Bitcoin's the first man-made invention in history that is absolute, right? That we've created something that has the character of absolute scarcity, specifically 21 million fixed supply. Nothing has that characteristic that's man-made. Really, the only things that do have that characteristic are time and energy. So what are your thoughts on that, like Bitcoin's relationship with time or energy?
Yeah, so Albert Einstein, said all time is equal. So what he meant was that the past is equal to the present, which is equal to the future time. When you look at the theory of relativity and the equations around time, past, present, and future time are all equal. There's no difference. And Albert Einstein used to say, the only distinction between the past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion, because there's no difference between it. And so, we could use that to think about like Bitcoin. If there's no difference in time, then one Bitcoin in the past equals to one Bitcoin today is equal to one Bitcoin in the future. Yeah. The energy in the creation of one Bitcoin doesn't get dispersed or evaporate. If you have an ice cube, eventually it melts and the water evaporates, right? The energy in the ice dissipates. Bitcoin doesn't dissipate.
Right.
It's a block of energy that will always be there. Yeah. Just like time.
Yes.
Time is always there. The past time, the future time, the present time. It's always there. It's always equal. And so one Bitcoin yesterday equals one Bitcoin today equals one Bitcoin in the future. And so I think that if you compare time and Bitcoin, they're symbiotic. They're together in the universe.
Yeah, it's such a rabbit hole. It's like, that's one of the major purposes of money, is to allow us to transfer our time and energy in a productive way, right? And we are more productive acting in concert than we are in isolation. That's what money enables. But we've never been able to create a perfect money, right? Something that maps on to time and energy perfectly. That's, gold was like an approximation for that, but imperfect, obviously. But now with Bitcoin, it seems like we have created something that perfectly maps on to time and energy. And I like the one, people say that a lot, and like one Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. And a lot of people are like, you're saying nothing. Like, what does that mean? Of course, so does $1 equal $1, but that's not, I think the deeper point is that point of Bitcoin being absolute, and that you can only define something, it almost transcends relativity. And you can't define something that's absolute relative to anything else, because the absolute is absolute, right? Like time and energy, it's everywhere. And so I think that's the subtle, deeper point when Bitcoiners say that. But we sound like crazy, nonsense talking cultists to people sometimes.
I would agree with that.
Another thing, the point of relativity too is so interesting, because that's also what money is doing. It's capturing the relativity of goods and services and expressing it in prices, right? Like we say what's the common example I give? We say the house costs $440,000 and the car costs $40,000. We don't say the house costs 11 cars, right? We express it all in the common language of numeracy. So money is meant to be a fabric of communication about relativity in the economy, and the ideal money would be something that's absolute, right? That transcends that relativity it's expressing, something like that. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a rabbit hole.